The official car maker to Satan herself, Mercedes-Benz, has just admitted in court twice that its steering wheels are substantially more fragile and much lower quality than pretty much everyone else's. Threeprong even commissioned a proper engineering PhD propeller head to issue some extremely helpful advice in the form of obvious things to avoid when using one. I couldn't actually make this stuff up. It's all from an official court judgment here in Australia. More detail on that in just a sec, but suffice to say, now would be an excellent time to stop sweating and start saving money on sunscreen. I'm John Cadogan from AutoExpert.com.au. New cars, cheap at Australia only. Website. God. Of all the comedy in all the courts, in all of this glorious, sun-drenched third world convict paradise, New South Shitsville's Consumer Court, called NCAT, is the one that should be handing out complimentary incontinence underwear in the entry foyer, for reasons which will shortly become obvious. In this lengthy 72-paragraph appeal judgment, which is a mere 9,400 words of bladder control unravelling wisdom from two men in wigs, metaphorically. Nothing wrong with that, said Phil Collins, Michael Chiklis, The Rock, Bruce Willis and Patrick Stewart. Never. Anyway, two high-ranking wig warmers told Satan's car maker to unarse that comfy executive's chair and replace a downtrodden dude's delaminated steering wheel. Finally. The car in question was a mighty hairdresser's GLA 250, just 2 years old at the time the steering wheel defecated in its delaminated DAX. Dude. This report is sponsored by NordVPN. Get 4 extra months of Nord for free now, plus a huge discount at nordvpn.com/AEJC. Online security threats and scams are everywhere, but you don't have to be the next victim. That's where NordVPN comes in. Nord does the stuff that you and I don't really understand in the background, hiding your IP address, locking everything down. Go to nordvpn.com/AEJC now. Your exclusive Auto Expert discount is huge right now, plus you're going to get 4 extra months completely free. nordvpn.com/AEJC. I'll put a link in the description. Just subscribe, download the app and connect. 1 click later, your IP address is shielded and your online traffic is heavily encrypted across as many as 6 of your devices. Nord is the fastest VPN on the planet. It costs only about as much as 1 cup of coffee every month to keep your data, your identity and your devices secure. Masking your location means you'll also get access to streaming and other services that might be blocked where you live. Plus, you can continue to watch your favourite content when you travel. You might even be able to score some great online travel deals that are unavailable where you live. Go to nordvpn.com/AEJC now. Boost your security and enjoy that huge discount plus those extra 4 months completely free. It's totally risk-free with Nord's 30-day money-back guarantee. That's nordvpn.com/AEJC. Link in the description. After a frankly Keystone Cops performance in the first hearing, in which the wig warmer in charge there told the shitbox owner, Mr. Levy, to replace his own damn wheel, these 2 new wig warmers set that ruling aside on appeal and they told Threeprong to act like a grown-up for a damn change and pretend that Australian consumer law actually does apply to its overpriced shitboxes. I'm paraphrasing just ever so slightly, obviously. Just think about all of this for a second, okay? The lengths that Threeprong Asshole Pacific will go to to avoid fixing such a seemingly trivial problem. They tie the corporate council up endlessly in hearings, and not like in those uplifting German movies. The PhD propellerhead expert, I'm tipping he wasn't that cheap, detaining the court over trivial shit that could be fixed at minimal cost simply by inoculating the organisation with a quick little jab of decency or integrity, whatever. How much does it cost our society for those two wigwarmers to braid each other's freaking hair and write 9,400 words? A lot more than automotive publishers are typically prepared to pay for car reviews by barely qualified sycophants, almost certainly. Even if Mr. Levy was a proper muppet in all of this, like the full Kermit, and I'm not alleging he was, but if he was, how much does a replacement steering wheel actually cost a business like Threeprong? They make them. What's the PR benefit if you do the right thing? What's the cost of looking like complete corporate cocks when the dust settles? When it kind of comes to light that you've comported yourself like half-cut weasels. Evil old bald bastards on YouTube, and they're everywhere. They love this stuff. They love it when this happens. People tip them off and they lap it up. It gets oxygenated. Like, just saying. It's an unfortunate feedback effect. Like, kind of, I don't know, getting caught with your next wife while you're still married to the old one. So Team Levy's wheel delaminates between about 11 o'clock and like 2:30 on the rim, not in time. Team Levy asks the dealer if they'd mind fixing it. The dealer puts it through to Threeprong HQ, which says, "No can do, dude. We'd rather be assholes." Still. I think the dealer's actually okay on this one, you know. I think they legitimately tried to help and they failed. The Death Star can be pretty frickin' impregnable. The Levy shitbox has a leather steering wheel, unsurprisingly, which Satan's car maker sprays with Teflon to make its durability in the face of a zombie apocalypse or rings or hand sanitizer slightly less appalling. The Teflon fails, the wheel takes a dump right in the middle of the restaurant on the table, in between courses. Team Levy's warranty claim goes whoop, under the friggin' bus. They get a bit stirred up about that, and they strap on their incontinence pads, and they head to NCAT. And they fail spectacularly. But then, on appeal, they win, because the wheel is clearly insufficiently durable and consumer law is pretty crystal about things of this nature. Like, hey, maybe it's not a warranty job, but it's certainly an acceptable quality consumer law guarantee kind of job. That sort of thing. It's a very long judgment. I'll put a link to the whole judgment in the description. And if you find yourself awake at 2 a.m, it is the miracle cure. You'll die laughing. Satan's car maker and its retained technical expert, Dr. Casey, who holds a bachelor's degree, a master's degree, and a PhD in mechanical engineering, they have a lot to say about what you should and what you shouldn't do with the shitbox's steering wheel. Together, I have to say, they left no stone unturned. Their diligence was, to me at least, astonishing. The possibility of rings on the fingers was carefully considered, and sunlight. I mean, heaven forbid that an item made of leather, such as, I don't know, a cow, might be exposed to the sun for any length of time. Mommy always warned me about that. Put the cows in the shade, she used to say to my brothers and me. In the sun, it's like running with scissors, obviously. I'd never even seen a cow at that stage. Like, the lights weren't on all that often, frankly, when I was a kid. But That always stuck with me. But what started it? In that very, very centre area, I don't know. I did look with my magnifying glass because I was looking for a scratch, a puncture mark, things of that nature. I couldn't see any. However, the leather is really coarse. Unless that puncture mark was large, much larger than the grain in the leather, you wouldn't see it. So I don't know whether one is there or not. I don't know whether it was some sort of chemical attack or not. PhD Doc C there, under intense cross-examination at NCAT. Chemical attack. Pretty sure the wheel wasn't actually there in France during World War I or that nasty business in Bhopal. No way to know for sure, obviously. In order to take that investigation further, you'd need to literally start getting into the realms of a scanning electron microscope and chemical analysis such as GCMS, and that will cost at least $5,000 to $8,000. So if you want to take it further, the cost of the investigation is so prohibitive. Doc C there, again, under cross-examination, and I would say agreed totally, literally, your propeller-headedness. Except I would have thought optical microscopy would be the next obvious step, would it not? Aren't we leaving one out if we go straight to the scanning electron microscope? Do we really need to jump straight to nanometer resolution here for a scratch that might not exist? And what about using that, that blue light thingy from CSI Miami? The wheel being obviously such a potential grime scene. Alternatively, those three-prong mother lovers could have given just slightly less of a flying over apportioning the blame here and just replace the fucking wheel and hand Team Levy a neat little NDA if they must. The stone would have sunk there with nary a ripple, I'd suggest. And now here we are. It's ugly. At the very least, Threeprong plays this game of overzealousness like an extreme sport. They overzealously strive to deliver much less than the minimum required just to comply with Australian consumer law, don't they? And they do it again and again and again. You could set your freaking clock by it. They're front runners for the 5,000 metre customer underbus decathlon in Paris. You mark my words. It gobsmacks me that companies like Threeprong do this. They don't care about the money pretty clearly because going their preferred way, taking the fast lane of the arsehole autobahn, as it were, is orders of magnitude more expensive than just replacing a freaking steering wheel. They just strive to be complete cocks. Me too, dude. The funniest joke in the judgment, now's the time to hit pause and grab a towel, dude, because there might well be leakage after this next bit. Just fair warning. Is way down in paragraph 60. Various hypotheses are put forward as to what might have caused a breakdown in the Teflon coating and its delamination. They include sweat from hands, hand lotion, suntan lotion, and or cleaning with a microfiber cloth. Mop it up, dude. Mop it good. Imagine that. How could Daimler's team of crack PhD professionals over at the R&D Centre ever have known that a steering wheel might be exposed to sweat or hand lotion or sunscreen or be attacked one day without warning by a microfiber cloth? To put these quaint hypotheses forward, and Dr. Casey's mechanical engineering hat propeller is solid gold, whereas mine is merely, bronze-plated. But to put this shit forward with a straight face in court, I'm not sure I'm capable of that. At the very least, it's kind of an admission of defeat, is it not? Not to mention extreme design deficiency. Any steering wheel, but especially one inside such a premium shit heap, should just shrug off exposure to these things, I would have thought. It should be like cold weather if you're a fucking penguin. There is actually significant bladder uncorking discussion in the judgment that the use of a microfiber cloth on the steering wheel is not actually an approved maintenance procedure. Fuck's sake. This report is therefore a public service announcement. If you're a twat who's rich enough and vacuous enough and insufferable enough to look just right in a Mercedes-Benz, you and your steering wheel might look forward to a complex and yet fragile relationship. No need to stress, however, dude. You can easily beat the odds and avoid costly delamination and being told to fuck off by head office. Just take off your rings, don't drive in the sun, stop sweating, don't moisturise, don't wear sunscreen, and step away from that Brillo pad. I mean, microfiber cloth. If you follow these 6 easy steps, everything will end happily ever after. Maybe.